If you're new to Testosterone Growth, welcome. I'm Kesh, and on this channel, I share actionable strategies to boost testosterone naturally and help men reach their highest potential physically, mentally, and financially. If you're serious about improving yourself and becoming the strongest, most capable version of who you can be, hit that subscribe button and let's dive into it. Alright, listen up. There's a reason some guys walk into a room and immediately command attention, while others fade into the background. It's not about money. It's not about looks. It's not even about status. It's about presence, about having that unshakable charisma that makes people want to be around you. And if you think you don't have it, good, because charisma isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. And today I'm going to show you exactly how. The power of experience. First things first, most guys don't fail enough. Yeah, you heard that right. If you're sitting around wondering why people don't take you seriously, why women don't notice you, why opportunities aren't falling into your lap, ask yourself, how much have you actually put yourself out there? Let's say someone's trying to give you advice on dating, but they've only been with 3 girls their entire life. Would you take their advice seriously? Probably not. Same thing with business. If someone has only started 1 or 2 businesses, how much do they really know? Experience is everything. It's one thing you can't fake. You can't buy it, you can't shortcut it, you have to earn it. And experience only comes from action. Think about guys who are naturally great at talking to women. They weren't born that way. They learned through thousands of interactions, rejections, and awkward silences. Every rejection was a lesson. Every embarrassing moment was a stepping stone. The guy who can talk to any woman without fear, he's just failed more times than you. One of my mates in university was the most socially awkward guy you could imagine. Could barely make eye contact, spoke so softly you could barely hear him. Fast forward 3 years and he's the centre of every social event. What changed? He made a rule. Talk to at least 5 strangers a day, every day, no matter how badly it went, no matter how embarrassing it was. Over time, he became bulletproof. Now, he's one of the most charismatic guys I know. And this isn't just about social skills, it applies to everything. Business, fitness, leadership. Look at the best athletes in the world. Do you think they just woke up one day with insane skills? No. They put themselves through years of training, losses and failures before they ever saw success. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. Jeff Bezos had countless failed ideas before Amazon. The difference? They didn't let failure define them, they let it teach them. Another example, one of my business partners used to be terrified of public speaking. The thought of standing in front of a room made him physically sick, but instead of avoiding it, he signed up for every single opportunity to speak. The first time, he stuttered so badly the audience felt secondhand embarrassment. The 10th time, he was still nervous, but getting better. By the 100th time, he was commanding rooms effortlessly. That's the power of experience. So, if you're sitting there avoiding rejection, avoiding risk, avoiding discomfort, you're not growing. You're staying the same while the world moves past you. Every guy who's great at something started off terrible. The only difference is they kept showing up. So start now, fail, learn, repeat, because experience isn't just the best teacher, it's the only one that really matters. Okay, failure equals growth. Last week I was on a train with a guy who just founded a plastic surgery company. We got talking about business, about risk, and about what separates the winners from everyone else. You know what he told me? Success isn't about how good you are at something. It's about how many times you're willing to fail and keep going. The more I realise he's absolutely right. Most people assume successful individuals just have something special, some talent, some natural ability that lets them glide through life effortlessly. But that's the biggest lie we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. The truth, most successful people, the ones who dominate in business, in social circles, in relationships, have just been rejected, embarrassed, and knocked down more times than anyone else. They failed so much that they built an immunity to it. While most guys fall the moment they hit resistance, the ones who actually win are the ones who get up, adjust and try again. I see this all the time with guys who struggle socially. They think charisma is something you either have or don't, but they believe some people are just naturals at talking to others. But here's the reality: every charismatic guy you've ever met has been through more awkward moments, more cringeworthy interactions, and more embarrassing failures than you can even imagine. They've stumbled over their words, made bad jokes, gotten ignored and been rejected in ways that would make most people quit. But instead of retreating into their shell, they adapted, and over time they refined their social skills into something magnetic. A perfect example of this: stand-up comedians. These guys aren't born funny. They don't just wake up one day and know how to command a room with their words. They go through hell to get there. They bomb on stage, sometimes in front of hundreds of people. They tell jokes that get dead silence. They watch their best materials fall flat, and yet they keep going. Chris Rock once said he spent months testing out jokes in tiny, half-empty clubs before ever bringing them to a big audience. Why? Because failure is feedback. Every bad set teaches them something. Every awkward silence forces them to sharpen their craft. The same principle applies to charisma. If you aren't putting yourself in social situations where you might fail, where you might say something dumb, where you might get ignored, where you might feel uncomfortable, you will never get better. The most charismatic people you know, they've had more trial and error, and because of that, they've built an effortless confidence that makes them stand out in any room. But here's the key: most people avoid failure like the plague. They take one awkward interaction as proof that they're bad at talking to people. They take one rejection as a sign that they should never approach anyone again. That mindset is a trap. The guys who actually develop rock solid charisma are the ones who keep going. No matter how many times they fail, they don't take rejection personally. They don't let embarrassment break them. They see every failed interaction as another step forward. If you want to be that guy, the guy who walks into a room and owns it, you have to go through fire. You have to be willing to embarrass yourself before you become unshakable. Because confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you earn. And the only way to earn it is by failing, learning and growing. The 3 pillars of charisma. So let's get specific. If you want to become insanely charismatic, there are 3 traits you need to develop: confidence, humour and positivity. Master these and you'll be the guy people gravitate towards. Confidence, the foundation of charisma. Confidence is without a doubt the most attractive trait you can have. Women respond to it, men respect it. It's the difference between being listened to and being ignored. It's what separates the guys who command a room from guys who shrink into the background. And here's the reality: confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you develop. Think about it. Would you buy something from a salesman who doesn't even believe in what he's selling? Would you follow a leader who hesitates at every decision, constantly second guessing himself? No. And yet most guys walk through life exactly like that, doubting their own worth, unsure of their decisions, letting fear dictate their actions. Then they wonder why no one respects them, why people talk over them, why opportunities seem to pass them by. Confidence isn't about arrogance. It's not about pretending to be something you're not. It's about trust in yourself, trusting your ability to handle situations, trusting that even if things go wrong, you'll figure it out. But here's where most guys get stuck. They think confidence is something that just clicks one day, that they read enough, watch enough, or think about it enough, it will magically appear. That's not how it works. So how do you build confidence? Simple. Experience. Again, it all comes back to this. You can't think your way into confidence. You have to earn it through action. You have to expose yourself to discomfort, to risk, to situations where you don't feel ready. Confidence isn't built in comfort, it's forged in fire. Take public speaking. Ask people their most biggest fear, and speaking in front of a crowd is at the top of the list. Why? Because it exposes you. You're vulnerable, you're out there with all eyes on you. But here's what happens when you push through the discomfort. When you do it over and over again, something changes. That fear turns into familiarity, turns into skill, and skill turns into confidence. That's how it works with everything. Want to be more confident socially? Talk to more people. Want to become more confident in your decisions? Start making more of them, even if some turn out wrong. Want to be confident in the gym? Train consistently. Get stronger and prove to yourself that you can. It's all about reps. Just like building muscle, confidence is built through repeated action. And here's a secret. Confidence is contagious. The more you act confident, the more you start to feel it. The more you feel it, the more others believe in it. It's a cycle, and once it starts, it doesn't stop. This is why some guys can walk into a room and without saying a word, instantly shift the energy. They've put in the reps. They've been through enough situations, awkward conversations, tough decisions, personal failures to know that they can handle whatever comes next. A quick example. Ever seen a guy in the gym who looks like he owns the place? Even if he's not the biggest guy there, that's confidence. He knows what he's doing. He's been there long enough, worked through the awkward beginner phase, and now he radiates self-assurance. That's the goal. Now contrast that with a guy who's just joined, hesitant, looking around nervously, unsure of himself. The only thing separating them is experience. Here's another example. I know a guy who used to be terrified of talking to women. He would overthink every interaction, hesitate before saying anything, and as a result, came off awkward. He made a rule for himself. Talk to at least one new woman every day, no matter what. For the first few weeks, it was rough. He stuttered, he got rejected, he embarrassed himself, but then something shifted. He stopped caring so much about the outcome. He became more comfortable in conversation. And before he even realised it, he was the guy who could walk up to anyone and start a conversation effortlessly. The difference, he put in the reps. And that's the key takeaway. Confidence isn't gifted, it's earned. And if you want it, you have to go out there and get it. You have to take action before you feel ready. You have to push through discomfort, through situations that make your heart pound, your hands shake, because once you do, you become unstoppable. Humour, the social cheat code. If confidence makes people respect you, humour makes them like you. And if you can master both, you become unstoppable. And let's be real, so many guys take themselves way too seriously. They overthink every word, get defensive over the smallest comments, and act like the world is out to get them. If you can't laugh at yourself, if you can't roll with the punches, if you get offended by every little joke, you're killing your charisma. Think about the people you love to be around the most. Chances are they make you laugh. They bring a lightness to your life. They don't drain you with negativity or awkward tension. That's the power of humour. It disarms people, makes them feel comfortable, and makes you instantly more likeable. Some of the most charismatic people in the world are also the funniest. Why? Because humour creates connection. It's a social glue. A guy who knows how to use humour can walk into any room, start a conversation with anyone, and instantly become someone people enjoy talking to. And if you're thinking, but I'm just not a funny guy, here's the truth. Humour is a skill, not a gift. You don't just wake up one day as a natural comedian. You build it, just like confidence. So where do you start? First, stop overthinking. A lot of humour comes from just being relaxed in social situations. Try teasing your friends lightly. Nothing mean-spirited, just playful. Banter with the people around you. Experiment with different joke styles. Watch stand-up comedians, not just for their jokes, but for their delivery. Pay attention to their timing, their body language, their confidence when they speak. And here's something you might not expect. Some of the funniest guys you see today, they weren't always funny. They bombed. They told jokes that didn't land. They learned from their awkward moments and kept refining their delivery. You have to be unfunny before you become funny. Ever notice how class clowns in school were usually some of the most charismatic guys? It's because they weren't afraid to mess up. They put themselves out there, tested different jokes, and figured out what worked. The same thing applies to you. If you want to be better at humour, you have to be willing to fail at it first. And one more thing, don't be afraid to laugh at yourself. Self-deprecating humour, when done right, makes you incredibly likeable. It shows confidence, it tells people, I don't take myself too seriously. and that's magnetic. At the end of the day, humour is a social cheat code. It lowers people's defences, makes you more approachable, and makes conversation effortless. You'll never struggle to make connections again. Positivity, the secret weapon. The final trait, positivity. Nobody likes to be around someone who drags the energy down. Negativity is a repellent. It pushes people away. Charismatic people, on the other hand, lift the energy in the room. They make people feel good, and that's what makes them magnetic. Now, don't confuse this with fake positivity. I'm not saying you have to be some overly cheerful guy who ignores reality. I'm saying you need to develop an abundance mindset. Life is always going to throw problems at you. The difference between charismatic people and everyone else is how they respond. And here's where testosterone ties in. Higher testosterone levels are directly linked to lower stress and higher confidence. So if you want to naturally radiate charisma, you need to take care of your body. Train hard, eat right, optimize your testosterone. The way you carry yourself physically has a massive impact on how people perceive you. The path to charisma. So let's bring it all together. Confidence comes from experience. Put yourself in the fire. Humour comes from trial and error. Don't be afraid to be unfunny before you're funny. Positivity makes you magnetic. People gravitate toward those who lift them up. If you master these three things, you'll be one of the most charismatic men in any room. But none of this happens overnight. You have to put in the reps. You have to go out and fail. You have to be willing to look stupid, to be awkward, to get rejected. That's the price of growth. Don't be the guy who lives the same year over and over again, never evolving, never becoming more interesting. Go out, get experience, fail, grow, and watch as your charisma, your presence, and your entire life levels up. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.